So as a real estate agent, when you move across the country, you probably wonder, what are you gonna do with your business in the previous state? And that's kind of something I ran into this past summer. Well, I can tell you there's a lot of ways to go about it. Obviously, maybe if you have enough business, you can create a team, you can just have a referral partner, all of these are possible. But I found in a situation where I actually had someone call me to take a listing, and they were very adamant about me running the show. And I was like, okay, well, I'm here in Florida. I've seen the home before, so I'm familiar with the home and the area. I'm like, okay. And I realized I put myself in a position where I actually found an agent to do the groundwork, give them a piece of the commission, and I practically started a relationship for like a mini team in the process. And this is kind of how going through how I came about that, how I found the agent, how I structured it, and how I went through and ended up closing a deal, 20,000 over list. Now, obviously, this isn't always the case. Not every listing is that great, but it was one of those situations where I was able to make it happen in 2023. And if you're in a position where you're afraid of relocating from where you're at or moving, I promise you it's not as scary as it seems. You just have to set things up the right way. You have to plan, you have to make sure you prepare with what you're gonna do. And one thing that I didn't do, I tried to do before I left California, is I tried to find myself in a position where I could figure out how to do, with my business. Obviously, because maintaining 2 licenses is just extra fees and problems, and I'm still in a position where I don't know if I'm gonna maintain my California license. But I can tell you that obviously just moving this year, it's still in those positions where I still have deals coming my way. Now the question is it worth referring deals out, or does it make more sense just to still have, run a team? In my opinion, if I'm gonna start a team or I'm gonna have one agent in charge, I have to be in position to where I can give that agent consistent leads and deals. Because if I can't do that, it just doesn't make sense. I should just be referring only. Now, the cool thing about where I'm at, obviously the XPs, they don't take, they have a small fee for referrals, but they don't take the massive split and cuts from the referral fee under normal programs. Now, I do have a referral agent only program where you can avoid MLS fees and stuff like that, but this is just main regular, I'm a full licensed agent closing deals every year. And obviously I did the math, and for deals that I actively create, like regular leads, 35%, just like Opcity, I'm working them, I'm justified. Friends and family, 25% all day. Past clients, 25%, not trying to gouge the agents I'm working with. But I ended up doing a 30% commission split with the agent that I had that did this listing in California. Now, what's cool is with creating your systems and processes in your business and knowing how you do things, like having a way that things operate, I became very thankful very quick about the processes and systems I put in for having listings.
Oh man, I am thankful for this.
I know exactly step by step, here are all the things we do for every single listing, the process, how far in advance, how long it takes me to get a listing from this to this, in order to be listed in the MLS. And I was able to communicate this with the agent. And what's funny is I ran into a situation where a lot of agents were like, well, just send me the full deal. Why are you? And it's really annoying because it's either agents are the funniest creatures on the planet.
And he goes, hey man, relax. You're funny.
Something they either want everything, but they also complain about not having enough deals and stuff like that. Personally, this agent was brand new. It was another military veteran that had got licensed recently, and I was really actually thankful to be able to help them in this way. And when I told them, hey, 30% split, I'm running everything on the listing. I just need you to do the open houses, at least for the opening weekend, lockbox on, off, and be there to let the appraiser in. And it was sold. And that relationship was actually funny because it really taught me how, from across the country, you're man, this is really worth it. Now, I will tell you, when it comes to referral fees or splits, if you're not closing enough deals, just doing a referral makes a lot of sense, especially obviously buyers and stuff like that. Maybe you could have someone who has a showing agent relationship. Most of the time though, it's easier just to refer the deals out. This is definitely what I learned during this process. Now, listings are one beast for sure. I will tell you, this is actually the second listing I've won while being in Florida. And both were done over Zoom. Both were done in that time. And it's crazy because you don't realize the limiting beliefs you have in your life until you break them. So if you're in a position where Cameron, you have to see the house, I agree. In order to be a good listing agent, to give good recommendations, you do need to at least view the house to initially get that listing on the market. Absolutely, I don't discredit that. But when you have boots on the ground that you trust, you can do a lot more virtually, really. And a lot of agents, I think, get caught in their own way with like, hey, like, I have to refer all my deals out, or I can't take that vacation. Like, I just spent this weekend not even to think about my business. Sure, it happens. Like, I'm obsessed like any other good business owner would be, an agent would be. But I played video games this weekend, and it's something I haven't done in a long time. And when you're in a position where you have deals coming in, I promise you it's just a matter of like figuring out how you want to structure your life. And I can tell you, someone who's in business, and this year I was able to double my business. Next year I'm looking to do the same. Is you start to get creative, right? Like the deals are out there. You gotta find them. You gotta figure out, how can I get paid? How can I help this person? How can I make everything come together to get it done? And that's how I felt. And then with this listing, they really wanted me to run the show because they trusted the work that I put in and the effort and the plans and processes that I do with my listings, because I had sold multiple condos, couple condos this year, and they saw that and they were like, look, I know you had shared these earlier in the year, and I think you can do a really good job with our condo. And I'm like, absolutely, I know I can. And we're gonna get it done. And we knocked it out of the park, thankfully. Obviously, we priced it right, didn't overprice it, maybe just take market value just a little bit under, and we got it done. Condos are a little bit trickier, and I know a lot of people get a little confused with that, but we were able to get all we needed was one good buyer, and we found them, and we closed, and we got it done. And I can tell you that if you're an agent, you're in a position where you are looking to move across the country, or you are looking to, hey, I'm ready to move to a better area, you don't always have to completely shut down the business that you're doing. If you have enough business coming in, which in my opinion is probably if you're doing at least 12 deals a year, you can easily have just one lead agent that's running the show for you, and you can still maintain that business. Now, I will tell you, one of the drawbacks I have to being across the country is it's stressful maintaining two markets. It just is. And being in the position where you're trying to manage both markets, to me, at least for my brain, it gets confusing and complicated. So I do think that focusing on one area is important, but if you're getting ready and you're getting the new business established in the new market, I think you're just going to have to go through the pain of keeping that other business going so we can keep money in your pocket, you can keep moving and things like that. And what all my clients were funny, because they're like, oh, you're moving to Florida. I'm like, yeah, but I still have my team here. I always reference my team. Even if it's just me individually. For years, I've always said that. I was like, oh, me and my team, me and my team, me and my team.
Yeah, me and my team, we're gonna take on Casting of Frankenstein. And
even I had a lead who I am meeting next week here to buy a above average home here in Orlando. And this conversation is like, oh, well, is anyone else gonna be involved in this transaction? Is it just you? And what's funny is usually when people get a little bit older, they want someone who's directly just them doing the transaction, and I respect that. And my answer is what I tell everyone. You know what? I'm like, this is definitely a newer market in the last couple years for me. And while business has been great and it's growing, I definitely expect one day to where I will have other agents and a whole team helping me grow this, because I have goals. I have a vision for my family. And honestly, like, most people that aren't crazy hear that answer and they're like, that makes a lot of sense. Why would you want to be stuck? Why would you want an agent who's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be me for my whole life, 65 until I'm in the grave. It's just gonna be me doing my own thing. That's never what I wanted. And I always let my clients know that. Like, I have big dreams, goals, and visions for me, my family, and I know nothing's gonna get in my way of that. And I can tell you that being in that position, a lot of clients actually respect that a lot more. But if you're in the position, you're looking to sell a house virtually, hey, I promise you it can be done. Also, if you ever want to get involved in what we do, it's always down in the description below. The course, a free how to hire your own VA course, everything you need to know is down below. Hope you got value in this episode. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.